Mic test. Welcome, everybody, to this broadcast of Lancer Live. My name is Matt Ross, stepping in for Ryan Igdasi, Samuel Bryan, for this senior night volleyball broadcast between the Lancers of St. Francis and your Bellarmine Bells, of course, down across the way in San Jose. And we've got our senior night activities. Basically, that camera is a long view, so just up and down just a little bit, and then I'll swap you. This first one in the corner, the closest one to me. Hang out for the first set, and then after the first set, we'll rotate you between here and here. Damon's over here, so after the first set, you'll go there, Kat will go there, Damon goes out, and you'll go there. We'll just rotate. Just hang out, yeah. The court's going to head out to take an all-senior photo before we get underway. Your Lancer men's varsity volleyball team comes into tonight's matchup 22-1. 9-0 in the conference on a 16-game win streak. 7-0 at home. That one loss on the road at a tournament down in San Diego to Mater Dei. Certainly charging and leading the pack of the WCAL behind that senior front line and just the immense height and just tremendous athleticism they bring to the court. And they will look to make tonight just another night here in Alumni Gymnasium against their fierce rivals, the Bellarmine Bells. Lancers coming off of a couple wins here. One against Lynbrook last Thursday. Valley Christian the previous Tuesday. Sacred Heart Cathedral earlier in March. And Sarah also in March. 3 of their last 4 wins, they were 3-0 sweeps. They dropped 1 set to Lynbrook, but quickly picked it back up. So this Lancer volleyball team, very good, very skilled, very dangerous to play against. And so if you're the Bells, you're looking to come out quick, make a statement early in this first set, and see what happens if you can get some momentum going your way. to me, so you just gotta be steady and move the camera. And the warm-ups are done and over with. We'll have a national anthem and prayer, and then we'll have a great night of senior night volleyball here at the Alumni Gymnasium. I had set it up with Jonah, kind of. He was like, "Oh, hey, senior night." And I was like, "Sure."
Let us pray, Lord our God, creator of our universe. We come before you asking your blessing on our athletes and our schools. In this contest, inspire each athlete to do his best to play by the rules and to acknowledge his principles of good sportsmanship. Keep each of us safe in your loving care. Hear us now as we voice the Lord's Prayer to you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And now, to honor America, we play the national anthem.
And here they're going to read off the starting lineups. And that was the starting Bells, and here we'll have the starting Lancers. And here we go. That's not us. There's a guy right next to Mr. Pulaski, Damon. There's a camera there, but Damon's there. So you can hang out there, you can hang out there, you can sit, you can whatever, but after this first set, we'll do a camera spot. And to start off this evening, Lancers going to be the first to serve. And it's going to come from the bottom of your screen. And we're off. And that first serve just ticks over the net. Lancers strike first. Bell on the attack. Lancers, a great save. They push it back over. Big swing by the Bells. And I believe that point goes to Bellarmine. Point to Bell. Great dig. And that's just going to tick its way over the net. The Lancers do get it over, but it is roofed over by the Bellarmine front line, who have taken a surprising and early 3-1 lead. And here comes the serve from Bell. Straight into the net. Lancers will take that side out. And the serve from the Lancers. Coming up. Jack Eberton. Big powerful serve right into the net. Didn't like that angle. And unfortunately that ticks its way into the net. And Bells now 4-2. Bell's serve received. Sort of a weird spinning slice on that one. Lancers able to push this over. It's Jerry Fang. Three to four now. Bellarmine's coach thought there had to have been something going on up there. Not happy with that. Brings back Ethan Watson. His serve also into the net. The Lancers tonight, who last week in our game, in our broadcast against Valley Christian, were very consistent, in the serve and in everything that they did. Tonight so far struggling to just do the basics as that ball goes out of bounds from that back row attack. And there was no touch. 6-3 now, Bellarmine. Clears the net. Quick set outside. Jerry Fang. Tremendous attack into the chest of a Bellarmine defender. Just, oh my goodness, could not get a receive on that and just took it all in the body. Lancers, it's Rafa Davis. Pumps this one out of bounds. And again, Lancers struggling on some of the fundamentals here. After doing something great like Jerry Fang's attack there, just unable to do the basics of getting a serve over the net. Powerful serve from Bell. Quick attack at the net. And Matthew Lee is housed. It was a quick attack, but Bellarmine's defense was all over it. And put up a great defense. Two blockers right up the middle. Matthew Lee unable to get through. That serve into the net. Lancers now 5-8, trailing by 3. We'll see if Jerry Fang can kind of settle some things down, get into a rhythm. Here comes his serve. And that just didn't look good off the hand. You know, sometimes in these sorts of ruts with teams, it can just become sort of a mental block. You see teammates doing things. You tell yourself you won't. Suddenly something pops up and it does. And we'll see. And there we go, another big swing and a miss there by Bell. As that serve goes out of bounds. Bellarmine and Lancers now just swapping serves. Here comes the libero. Joe Wallace just gets that one over the net, but just enough to get his team a chance. Bellarmine now at the net. Good defense by the Lancers. It's going to be an outside attack. Everton's swing dances over. Quick set back outside of Everton. This is dug up. Tipped off the block. Lancers now on the attack. Quick set to the number 2. Ethan Watson puts it home, and that looked like the Lancers that we've seen all season long. 7-9 now. Joe Wallace pumps this one over. Got it. Everton swing is tipped out of bounds. Great swing. And now the Lancers starting to find their rhythm. Quick officials timeout. And the serve makes it over. Quick set outside. Big swing. Have a net touch there. And Eberton evens the score at 9 apiece. And that swing by the Bells out of bounds. Lancers now in their first lead since the very first point of the game. 10-9. Joe Wallace has got his team back into a rhythm. Quick attack by the Lancers middle. The Bellarmine middle. Great awareness. Great way to put home some of those awkward ball placements up high at the net, especially when they're way too close in. Here comes the serve from Bell. And the Lancers struggle. Laser of a serve is out into the crowd. Nice to see some fans tonight. And here comes the serve. Gets itself over the net. Set outside. Big block. But that does fall on the Lancers side. Way out of bounds. Jack Eberton now back to serve for St. Francis. Serve will come from the bottom of your screen. Takes its way over the net. Bellarmine now on the outside. Through the block. Was there a touch? There was. According to the scoreboard side referee. And from up here, it looked like that too. Two defenders up. It goes right through their arms. And certainly made contact on the way out. 13-12. Sort of a lazy serve over. Rafa Davis's attack was efficient and set up a point for the Lancers. Ethan Watson. And a good attack there on the outside. Evens it up 14 apiece. And there was a little lift. Point Lancers. 15-14 in this first set so far. It necessarily hasn't been the Lancers being outplayed as well as them, not playing up to their ability. Just not taking care of some of the fundamental things that they've been so good at this year. And that's really let Bell hang in there, take the lead at moments, and sort of dictate this first set as that does find the line for an ace. Way out of bounds that time. Fang serve, good. Great block up front. Ryan Morey got all over that one. Jerry Fang. Again, now 17-16. High throw for that jump serve. Had to wait a long time. And again, that serve goes out of bounds. That's going to tie it up 17 apiece now. Here comes the serve from Bell. Received at the net. It's going to be a challenge. And Bellarmine able to put a little bit more force on it. And the serve. Received by St. Francis. Quick attack at the net. $18 apiece now. Joe Wallace, who had a run going on earlier in this game, looks to start that up again. Out of bounds, no touch. Lancers got lucky with that one. Lucky it didn't touch a leg or a foot. Pumps this one over. Lancers now on the receive. 3 at the net. Was there a touch? No. That attack by Bell straight into the tape. And that altered the course now 20-18. Lancers just with a little bit of an edge. And with Joe Wallace, the senior, back to serve. We hope that they can find their rhythm, settle in, and get into some sort of a run here to close out this first set. Huh? No, don't need to. Yeah, it looks good though. Just 5 points separate the Lancers from taking this first set, which I would imagine has not gone according to the game plan. Really trailing for most of it by 1 or 2, even 4. And then trading lots of serves with just missed fundamentals as the Bellarmine Bells are in a side out there, 19-20 now. You imagine that these Lancers were hoping this first set went a little differently. Set outside. Eberton's attack now into the crowd. That was a fantastic attack by Eberton. This serve floats its way over. Bellarmine trying to set it back up at the net. Sets it a little far away. Fang with a back row dig. Lancers having to play knuckles up at the net, but putting it down is Ethan Watson. Had a fantastic set. Ryan Morey in there as well with a couple great plays to keep that one alive. Great attack by the Bells on the outside. The combo block was beat. Looked like Ethan Watson got a finger on it, but it was just a little bit too high of an angle, which at 6'8" is sort of hard to say. Served by Bell. Great dig by the libero in the back for the Lancers. And an even better attack at the net for Rafa Davis. Saw the attack, or saw the block coming. Took a fantastic angle. And he's going to knock that one out of bounds, 23-20. Too hard of a serve there for Jack Averton. Sometimes it's, again, those fundamentals. poor fundamentals in this set has really kept Bellarmine in. Now just trailing by 2. And great dig in the back. Fang up at the net. Pumps this way out of bounds. No touch. Fang's crying for that one. Ref didn't see it. The bench wants it. But tough to say. That was pretty high. Not sure. But that would have been in that sort of touch territory. Wow. Serve was received by Eberton, who didn't really get a good hand on it. Sent it right back up to the net. Bell slam it back down to tie this up. 23 apiece now. Just a few minutes ago, Lancers looked like they were going to be able to put this one away quick. And now it's all tied up. Whoever scores the next point will be at set point. And that's not a position the Lancers wanted to be in. The last time these two teams met, March 17th, Lancers did win, but it was 3-2, best out of 5, of course. And so tonight is shaping up to be a repeat of that March matchup. Fantastic attack by Jerry Fang, bringing the Lancers to a set point. It's awkwardly fumbled around by the Lancers. He took it just around that 10-yard mark. 10-foot line, and was able to give his team a chance. And the Bellarmine Bells able to split the defense and find no man's land. They tie it right back up at 24. Quick set outside. Davis. His attack blocked and unable to be recovered. And now the Bellarmine Bells have a set point. 25-24, and there is a timeout called. And Jerry Fang's attack was blocked, and the Bells stunned the Lancers in this first set. And they'll take it 26-24. And what a confidence boost that is for Bellarmine heading into this match. Taking that first set by 2 just down at the wire there. Fantastic win. Really stuck to the fundamentals there. And so the Lancers will fall in this first one. They'll see what they can do. Last time they two teams met, of course, we just said Lancers did win 3-2. And so this is nothing new to them against this Bellarmine team. But certainly it is not how they wanted to start senior night. We'll be back in 2 minutes for the second set. This matchup between the Bells and the Lancers. 50 seconds, and here we are now for this second set of Lancer volleyball. The Bells took that first one, 26-24. You can see Matthew Lee checking back in. That sophomore, maybe sort of playing out of that first set, giving some more seniors a little bit more of an opportunity. His height will certainly be an advantage for the Lancers moving forward. And here we go. Bellarmine Bells to serve first. First serve into the net and out. That's going to give a point to the Lancers, and they'll take that at this point. That brings up Joe Wallace, who's been sort of a steady force tonight so far. Bellarmine's attack, dug up by Rafa Davis. Beautiful save by Joe Wallace. And the Lancers, can they get out of this? They do. They're able to chicken wing their way out of that one. Great dig by Jerry Fang. Now it's up at the net. They misread that. Lancers live to see another set, though. Boom, big block, and that's out of bounds. But a fantastic rally by both teams. Some tremendous plays by Joe Wallace and Jerry Fang. And some nimble movement by Ethan Watson to keep that one going. And Bell will serve into the net. 2-1. And the Lancers float this over. Bell hits it up into the rafters. And the Lancers take a 3-1 lead early. Back set. Great matrix move to get out of the way. Perfectly read by Ryan Morey. That attack was coming right at him, but it did seem a bit too high as that goes out of bounds. 4-1 now Lancers. His serve over. This is going to have to be played off the roof by Bell, who's able to just bump it over. Fang, Morey outside. Watson, too much mustard. Excuse me. Eberton. Jack Eberton, a little bit too heavy. 4-2 now. That serve just over the net. And Jack Morey, who had been moving up into the setting position, was unable to get to that ball placement as the hitters were getting into position. Sort of one of those weird moments that can pop up in those transitional moments. Morey back set. Eberton attack deflected. That'll be a nice kill for Jack Eberton. Lancers seem to be finding a little bit more of that rhythm that they were so desperately missing in that first set. Great serve. And just sort of a misread from Bellarmine on who was going where and where the set was going. They're going to punch that into the net, 6-3. And here comes the serve. Into the net, Jack Eberton. And that serve goes in. That swing was called in. I didn't see it that way. So good break there for the Lancers. Great block. Unfortunately, Ricochets out of bounds, 7-5. And the Lancers receive. And that's going to be called to Bell. Lancers were the last to touch. Set outside, Jerry Fang. That's good. Jerry Fang with a great kill. Ticks off the tape. Down. And again, some of those fundamentals slip away from the Lancers. Still lead 8-7. Serve received. Set outside to Fang. Bam! Again. Fang's had a couple tonight where his attack has just been unable to be received well, and Bellarmine players are just unable to put a good play on it, just receiving it to the body. Great serve by Fang. The set's going to go across the court where the Bells are going to find some room. Finding the center of the Lancer defense there. 9-8 now. And here comes the serve from Bell. Into the net that goes. Ten to 8. Serve goes over. Set outside. Jerry Fang, great play. And Jack Aberton has to use all 6'5" of that just to get a hand and push that over. He's able to. Great dig by the Lancers. Better attack. Eberton pushes. Bells deflect, and it hits the candy cane. 12-8 now. Lancers looking a lot better so far in this set than they did in the previous. They lead by 4. Great block by the Lancers to open up after this timeout. Beautiful swing by Eberton. They lead by 5. Bell on the attack. Set too far back, so they have to push it over. Eberton, he's roofed. Brilliant solo block by that Bellarmine player. 13-9. And that's a nice 1-2-3 for the Lancers. 14-9. Great save by Joe Wallace. And the Bells answer right back. Ryan Morey unable to make a play. Lancers trail now. Lancers still lead 14-10. And that's just good volleyball. 15-10. Lancers, this set so far, when they've made a mistake, they've answered back very quickly. Here comes the serve by Eberton. He's able to finally hone it in. So far tonight, Eberton's been overswinging, overselling the serve, either going wide or into the net, and that one he finally dials it all in. $16-10. And a much different story in this second set than that first. Coming back from the timeout, 16-10, Lancers ahead. Jack Eberton to serve. And he finds that corner. I was a little nervous. The throw looked out a little bit too, looked out in front of him just a bit, but it does find that back line for a nice ace. Puts the Lancers up by 7. And again, beautiful serve by Eberton. Quickly housed. That's going to find the line. Quick set up at the net. And Bell's able to put that one away. Here comes the serve from Bell. That does find the line. Great ace. Serve received. Set outside. Davis. He's able to kind of fend that one away. That was really close to the net. Able to put a hand on it. And make a tremendous play. 18-12. Lancers lead by 6. And here comes the serve. Floats that over. Quick set at the net. And that's down at the feet of Jack Eberton. Just couldn't get down fast enough. It's 18-13. Lancers ahead by 5. Fang receives. It's set outside to Davis, who swings into a massive block. And that swing is just pummeled. Bellarmine able to score that one. Slowly chipping away. Fang. Back to him. And again, into another great block. This time a dual block by Bell. And Bellarmine has just got the playbook. They've got all the right angles going on. And here comes the serve from Bell. Fang lets this one go, and wise to do so. It's out of bounds. 19-15. So after a couple missed opportunities by the Lancers, they earn that. Quick set up the middle. Bell almost found a great spot there, but a great save by Wallace. Bell swings this one over. Wallace tries to put a foot on it. He's unable. And just when you think Bellarmine is out of a set, here they come chipping away. They were down by 7 just a moment ago. Now just trailing by 3. Jerry Fang. His attack just unable to be defended or received well. And gets him into that 20 mark. Jerry Fang now back to serve. He's been tremendous this season. Powerful serve that sends that ball off of the arms and into the second deck. And there is a team camera up there taking game film, and that almost took it out. 21-16, Jerry Fang. Here we go. Big windup. And again, off the receive and into the second deck. He's dialed into that back row. Jerry Fang's winding up. You'll see him coming right at that yellow stripe. Here it comes. That serve is received finally by Bellarmine. St. Francis puts up a triple block. It's off their hands and out of bounds. 22-17, ending Jerry Fang's serving streak there. That serve just out of bounds. It was so fast, it was hard to see. Lancers just 2 away from putting away this second set. A much different story than that first. Wallace floats this serve over. Bell, poor receive. They basically set it right up for the picking of Jack Eberton. And now they're looking at a set point at 24. Wallace floats it over. Bellarmine set outside. Block by Morey. Just a beautiful solo block. Morey, quick set to the middle. Watson. Bell and the Lancers fighting it out at the net. Here we go, back set. Rafa Davis takes quite the angle. And there was a net violation, and the Lancers are going to take this second set 25-17. They'll tie it up 1-1 apiece. After sort of struggling through the fundamentals and other parts during that first set, Lancers really found a rhythm here in the second. We'll see if they can maintain that momentum. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes with more of volleyball. Stay tuned. It's tied up 1 apiece. Lancers looked much better in that second set than they played in that first. And they'll look to continue to build off that momentum here at the start of the third set. Again, that first set going to Bellarmine. 26-24 in that second set. Now the Lancers winning commandingly at 25-17. It'll be Jerry Fang back to start things off for the Lancers. That serve is received. Bell's bad set. They had to really play it back. Rafa Davis, beautiful strike. Through the defense, finds that back line. 1-0. And Jerry Fang puts too much emphasis with that one. 1-1 as that serve goes out of bounds, out the back line. Joe Wallace is able to dig that one off the floor. Davis returns with a nice attack. Now Bell into the block. Back over to the Lancers side. Quick set up the middle. Matthew Lee, he's sort of got an awkward set, so he just pushes it over. And boom. Bell with a big swing, unable to receive. It's the Lancers. They lose that one. 2-1 now. And a great attack there from the Lancers. 2-2. Wow. Bellarmine just got absolutely vertical on that one. 2-3 now. Lancers throwing the ball back in. They hit their own teammate, Jerry Fang, right in the forehead. 2-3. Here comes the serve from Bellarmine. Received by Wallace. Quick set. Up to the middle. Just kind of off on the timing. Wallace, great dig. Everton, big swing. That's defended well. Back row attack. Down at Jerry Fang's feet. He's unable to recover. It's 4-2. Great attack by the Lancers. Great defense by the Bells. They're just able to bump it over. Everton's got to reach for that. He does. And that ball goes out into the stands. 3-4. Ryan Morey's serve just over the tape. And that attack out of bounds. That's going to tie it up 4-4. Great save by Joe Wallace. Oh, what are they going to call? 2 touches there, huh? St. Francis crowd is not happy, but it could have been. Great attack over there by the Lancers. Evens it up at 5 apiece. Great serve by Eberton. That forces that serve up and out and almost into that second balcony. Six to 5 now. Eberton serve much too low. You know, sometimes you got to let them drop when you don't like the angle. Tied up 6 apiece. Bellarmine just over the tape. Wallace with a great receive. Jerry Fang, great attack on the outside. Bellarmine's able to survive. Wallace a good dig, but that sends it actually out into the balcony. Seven to 6. And out of bounds. 7 apiece now. Ethan Watson. He'll be back to serve. Great plays up at the net there by the Lancers. And that triple block is not going to fall on the favorable side. Lancers give up a point, but play some really good finesse defense right up there at the umpire's chair. 7 to 8. Fang's able to kind of finesse that over. It was served, or it was set out in front and up at the net for him, and he had to reach to just kind of slap it over. Ten to 9. Jerry Fang back to serve. Too much. As we've seen tonight, Jerry's serve, when he's dialed in, it is absolutely lethal. But so far, I'd say tonight he's just borderline on that 50-50 mark, whether or not it's going to be a good or bad serve. Lancers are able to scramble to keep this one alive and get it over the net. And they read big swing. Bellarmine changes mid-attack, just lightly taps it through. Lancers are all back to receive, and nobody finding their way down into that middle section. Powerful serve by Bell into the tape, giving St. Francis a little bit of saving grace there, 11-11. And Wallace, who tonight has been a steadying force behind the line on that serve, just unable, just too light. Taps into the net there, 11-12. Bell back to serve. That does find the line. (13-11). Bell floats that serve over. Quick set and a beautiful swing by Jack Eberton. 12-13 now. Morey serves. Off the block and out of bounds. That'll be a point to Bell. 12-14. Another point for the Lancers. 13-14 now. Eberton, his serve just a little bit too high, and that's going to fly out. (13-15). Quick set at the net, and Ethan Watson just got up and all over that one. 14-15. And that is the sort of timing that they've been looking for on that 2 set. They've had a few misses up there so far, and they're able to dial that one in. 14-15. And are they going to call 2 touches? Yep. 2 touches on Bell. Ties it up 15 apiece. Lancers looking to find that edge. Great block by Davis. Bell keeps this streak alive, though. Set outside to Feng. Through the block and down. Lancers back up on top, 16-15. There's going to be a timeout called by Bell, as the Lancers went on a little bit of a run there to reclaim the lead after losing it. And they are certainly a momentum machine. If they have all of the gears going and they're starting to build up a pace, if you're the opposing coach, you got to do everything you can to stop it, and sometimes that is just a timeout. Reset. Let's get side out. Let's tie this thing back up. I'm sure parts of that is all in Bellarmine's game plan. Because when the St. Francis Lancers do get rolling, they are incredibly hard to stop. 16-15. And the serve's received. Bellarmine up at the net. Lancers have to sort of do some awkward chicken winging. And there's going to be a net violation called. And so that point will go to Bellarmine. There's not much you can do mid-air as that ball's falling before you trying to legally wing it out there. And so when you can, it's very nice. Speaking of very nice, Matthew Lee. Beautiful attack up at that middle. And again, Lancers Bells tonight in moments. It's been just trading scores 1 for 1. We find ourselves in a situation like that right now. Wallace attempts to save, and then that dive sends it out of bounds. So the Lancers have gone 1 for 1 for 1 now with the Bells, tied up at 17 apiece. And here is going to come the serve, received by Jerry Fang. And that's pushed back out of bounds by the Lancers. Now that will give Bellarmine a 1-point advantage. 18-17 is the score. Serve floats over, set outside. Jerry Fang's attack. That's going to be received into the chest and out of bounds. Tied it up at 18 apiece. Quick substitution for the Bells. Jerry Fang now will be back to serve for the Lancers. And here it comes. Great serve by Jerry Fang. Great save by Joe Wallace. Rafa Davis. That'll be off the ceiling. Bell is going to play it now at the net. Wallace with a great set. And the setter, Ryan Morey, with a quick deception. And caught the Bells unawares and found no man's land. 19-18. Jerry Fang. Beautiful serve. Up at the net for that two. Fang receives it off the ceiling and straight back down. And again, Lancers Bells trading 1 for 1 for 1 for 2 for 1 for 2. That has made it both a exciting and frustrating game for these seniors. Wallace, great receive. That set was a little bit too far back for Eberton, who could not get a full swing. And that gives the Bells 5 points away now at 20-19. They're going to be a timeout taken by the Lancers. Eberton just could not get an attack on that. And again, the first half of this third set, Lancers looked pretty good. And they were taking care of business pretty well. And now they've sort of hit this sliding slope of a slump towards this tail end. Not playing in that demanding fashion that they finished out the second set. And rather just sort of trading 1 for 1. I think that 33 total people have played. Whatever. Not bad for volleyball. And here's going to come the serve from Bell. 20-19. They're in the lead. Sorry about that for the camera there. That does tip out of bounds, and that'll be a point for the Lancers. 20-20. Great block by Eberton. And an even better block by Morey and Watson on the combo. 21-20. Wallace back to serve. Great dig by Wallace with the one arm. Eberton puts it back over on the net. Bells attack. Fang recovers. Watson with a slam. After the timeout, the Lancers coming and putting a nice little string together to earn the next three. 22-20. Bells take a timeout to try and slow momentum. 22-20. Wallace's serve floats over. Sort of confusion on the Bell side who's receiving. Great combo block by the Watson-Eberton duo. Lancers 2 points away from putting this set away. 23-20. Wallace. Now Bell over at the net. And that's okay. Sort of a harsh angle there, and the Lancers sort of in a transition space. Miscommunication between Eberton and Wallace as to who would be in that sort of a zone. And here comes the serve from the Bells. Way out of bounds. And now the Lancers are facing set point. And if they can just put this one away real quick, it'll be Morey back to serve. And he gets under that instead of over it. And that gives the Bells just a little bit more time, 24-22. Lancers come out of this set 2-1. That'd be a great position to go into the third. Serve is received. Outside set to Eberton. He saw the block, kind of rearranged himself midair. And the Lancers put that one away, 25-22. Coming back with a ferocity after a great timeout called when they were down 20-19. And they take the third set, 25-22. Lancers up 2-1 currently. And they'll look to try and just close out the night and try to walk away 3-1. Certainly do not want to repeat for themselves of 3-2 like that game in March. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes with more Lancer volleyball. All right, as we enter this fourth set. Again, this is a Lancer Live presentation of Lancer Volleyball here in the Alumni Gymnasium on the campus of St. Francis High School in Mountain View, California. Tonight is senior night. Lancers, lots of seniors on this volleyball squad. Just to name a few. Their libero, Joe Wallace. Ryan Morey, the setter. And Ethan Watson, as well as Jerry Fang, whose name we've called quite a few times tonight. Bellarmine to serve. Beautiful dig by Wallace. Lancers survive off the block. They send it back over. Bell now off the tip. Lancers still alive. Eberton has to just set it over. Beautiful dig by Davis to keep this rally alive. And the block from Bell on the Eberton swing puts this first rally away, but really good things shown there by the Lancer squad. Some of those fundamentals that we haven't seen finally coming together. That serve goes out of bounds. 1-1. Joe Wallace now back to serve for St. Francis. Bellarmine tried something quick at the net. It quite didn't work out. It's going to be Lancers now again back to serve. It'll be Wallace. And there we go. I think that's what Bell was sort of looking for. They saw the opening, and so as he goes up to set, just knocks it over with that backhand. 2-2 now. Really great deceptive play at the net. It's tough to pull off. Too much on that one. Serve goes out of bounds. Ryan Morey, 6'7" senior, back to serve for the Lancers. Just floats it over. Bellarmine on the attack, off the block. Great dig by Wallace. Battle at the net. Lancers recover. Eberton's able to kind of fling it over. And a really poor swing there by Bellarmine. Swings it right into the out-of-bounds marker. Lancers now lead, 4-2. I had the score wrong. And Ryan Morey's serve does make it over. Bellarmine, attack, great block. It's on the Lancer side. Back to Eberton. And unfortunately there you had two Lancers that could have received off of the block, but it split the difference between Watson and the other player there. And they were both looking like they were in position where they could have made a play. Maybe they each thought each other was getting it. Very close on that serve. Lancers are going to like that call. Bellarmine not so much. Just misses the line by inches. 5-3. And Eberton mishandled that serve. 5-4 now, as his first serve of the set goes into the net. Here comes the serve from Bellarmine. Just finds its way over the net. Jerry Fang's block is deflected, and it finds its way out of bounds. 6-4. Jerry Fang, when he is on, he is one of the most consistent players on the court for the Lancers. And that's just an unfortunate positioning there for the Lancers. Their two big men find their way into the backcourt, and that ball lands right in between. They're both standing looking at each other, thinking it would go closer to the other one. 6-5. Matthew Lee's attack goes on the Bell side, quickly pops back over. Lancers are able to just knock it over. And that ball sort of rolls around on top of the net. Finds its way to the floor. It's tied up, 6 apiece. Set outside, Jerry Fang. 1, 2, and 3. Good things. You can always expect good things when Jerry Fang is called to get that swing. Crowd lighting up for Marcus Page, another senior, checking into the game, getting that left-hand serve coming from beyond. Wallace had a great dig. It ended up right back up at the net. And the Bellarmine Bells put it right back down in a little bit of a different spot where he couldn't get to. Tied up now, 7-7. Wallace. Outside. Ryan Morey. Finds the line. Just on that outside line there. 8-7. Jerry Fang back to serve. His first serve is good. Bellarmine's attack finds its way into the net. Didn't make it over. 9-7. Good serve by Fang. Back row attack. Great dig by Wallace. Lancers trying to dig it out of the net. Unable. Nine to 8. Out of bounds. 10-8 now. That brings up Joe Wallace back to serve. You can see him there. Bell on the attack, facing a triple block. And the Lancers looking to settle. Poor set there. But there was a lift called. Lancers avert disaster. Ethan Watson had set himself up to receive. He set the ball up close to the net in order to receive it back. Problem was it was too close. And the Bells, it looked like they had just put it back down, but umpire has called a lift. And the Lancers know that they just got a little bit of luck given to them. Triple block by the Lancers is not solid. As that ball goes out of bounds. Marcus Page sort of diving to try and get one hand on it, unable. 11-9. Great swing by Ethan Watson. And that double block goes out of bounds. Side out. Bellarmine back to serve, 11-10. Awkwardly fumbled there, but Lancers are going to be able to keep it alive, knock it back over. And a misread on the timing. The Bellarmine setter set it up really close to the net. And that was not the intention of the Bell who was trying to hit that. So 12-10. And here comes the serve. Big block put up by Davis. He had all of that. Ryan Morey again back to serve, 13-10. There's going to be a timeout called by Bellarmine. Again, trying to slow the momentum the Lancers are building in what could be the final set of the night. (13-10). Lancers at the halfway mark. Lancers dancing around at the net. They're able to keep this alive on the Bellarmine side. Attack from the outside through the block. Jerry Fink tracking it down. Davis able to bump it back over. And they'll see the end of this rally. That does find the corner, though. Wallace ducked out of the way thinking it would be out of bounds, and it was a very close call. One of those 50-50s. Makes the right call there. That serve goes out of bounds. Everton, his serve goes into the net. 14-12. Received by Wallace. It ends up back on the Bellarmine side. They'll get the opportunity. Back row attack into the net. 15-12. Lancers just 10 points away. Bellarmine on the outside. Again, when the two big men are in the back, it can be difficult for the Lancers to receive well. (15-13). Lancers catch a lucky break as the Bellarmine serve ticks off the top of the tape and down onto their side. Wallace unable to receive that the way he wanted. Good effort, though. 16-14. Bellarmine. And the serve just makes it over the net. What a lucky break. And here comes the Bell serve again. 16-15 now. Again, he's been riding the tape right there. This one does not go in his favor. Falls back down. 17-15 now. Jerry Fang back to serve. And if he can dial this in, he has found a rhythm that has really worked well against this back row. And he finds it there. But it is short-lived. Great attack by the Bells. Really, that was just not returnable. That was just out of bounds. A quick deceptive jump by Matthew Lee, but really the attack was outside of Jack Eberton. Took a sharp angle Just did not get down on the ball enough. And now it's all tied up at 17 apiece. It's on the Bellarmine side. And they are just unable to get the ball over. 18-17. Brings up Joe Wallace. Been pretty consistent tonight, especially when he can get into his rhythm. Floats this over. Miscommunication on the Bell side. Back set to Davis. Just misses it by a few inches. They hit the bottom of the top tape. Tied up 18 apiece. Great swing by Eberton. Better block by the Bells, who take a lead now late into this one, 19-18. They've been clawing and chipping their way back. And they finally have taken a 1-point lead in this matchup. Served by Bell into the net. Lancers will take that lucky break. It's going to be off the hands of the Lancers and then into the ticker. 20-19. And Watson's swing was in a great position and everything looked great. Problem was Bellarmine saw it coming the whole time and put up just a perfect block. I mean, that is the type of block you dream about. 21-19. Absolutely read it like a book. Bellarmine just 4 points away from forcing a fifth set. We'll see if the Lancers, last time in a situation like this, in that third set, Lancers took a timeout just like this, settled down, drew up a play, executed perfectly, went on a little bit of a run to regain the lead, and then ended up winning that set. So we'll see what happens here. They trail by 2. And that's what they wanted. Quick set to Ethan Watson in the middle. And that'll bring up Eberton, who's had some troubles with the serve tonight. And we'll see if he can settle down. Able to get this one over. And the line judge calls it in. Cross-court attack by Bell, taking a great angle. It does find the line. Bell leads by 2. Received by Eberton. Set outside to Fang, who's got to just kind of shove it over. Didn't get a good approach. And that just splits the defense between Maury and Eberton. No one knows who had it. Lack of communication. And either one of them could have made a play. I think Maury could have had a better shot at that one. They trail by 3. Bellarmine just 2 away from forcing a 5th and final. And this might be shaping up to look just a lot like the last time these two teams met in March. Lancers will have to go on a 5-0 run or at least 4. And there's one. Poor serve by Bellarmine when it matters most. And that'll bring back Ethan Watson to serve. 21-23 is the score. Takes the easy way out, floats this over. The attack by Bell's blocked by a tremendous and much-needed block by Davis. Got a left hand all over it. 22-23. Timeout Bell. Very strategic timeout taken by the Bellarmine Bells. As immediately, Lancers had a little bit of a spark of momentum. Watson back to serve. Floats it over. Set outside. Received by Morey. Jerry Fang slices it over. And there was all sorts of trickery going on. They're going to call a net violation on the Lancers. And now it's set point. If Lancers can go 2-0 here, they could get into sort of a little bit of a runoff. Just like the first set. Jerry Fang blocked. Right back down. Bellarmine forces a fifth. And the Lancers at the start of that fourth set really looked like they had it. But Bellarmine kept in there, clawed in there, and slowly and surely chipped away, took advantages when it mattered most. And here we are, looking into a fifth set, something these Lancers have not experienced a whole lot of in this season. Again, undefeated at home, 7-0. Undefeated in league. In fact, have only played one 5-set match this season, and that was against Bellarmine, at Bellarmine, March 17th. Everybody else in the WCAL, Lancers walked right through. So this is a true test. And something as a coach that is both, I'm sure, nerve-wracking, frustrating, but also something I think coaches look forward to seeing how their teams respond when they're backed up into the corner and facing adversity. And this is a perfect opportunity for the Lancers to really galvanize as a team and show the rest of the league and the playoffs who they are as a team and what they're like when their back's against the wall. And for the seniors, you couldn't ask for a better send-off than one set takes all against your arch nemesis. And all right. And here we go in this fifth set. Bellarmine opens with the first point. Fang receives. Set up to Matthew Lee, who responds right back. 1-1. Wallace back to serve for the Lancers. Quick set, but it's off the tape, and it's off the touch. Too fast for Davis to make a decision. He has to move to receive that every single time, so it's now 2-1 Bells. Quick set at the net. Watson puts it down. Lancers respond back, 2-2 now. And now back, Rafa Davis. That just ticks off the tape and over. Beautiful combo block by the Lancers. But the Bells with some trickery. They kept it alive at the net just long enough to dump it back over. And what looked like an easy Lancer point goes to the Bells. And here comes the serve. Off the top of the tape. Jerry Fang tips it over. Battle at the net. It's going to touch the Lancers last. And everything so far in this fifth set is seeming to go Bellarmine's way. 2-4. Great dig by Wallace. Set by Morey. Back row attack. He's just got to let it swing. That's going to go out of bounds. Did not touch any players this time. 4-3. Lancers, the Bellarmine Bells have capitalized very well on their opportunities in these sorts of situations. Lancers got to start now. Jerry Fang, good serve. Great dig by Wallace. Eberton, attack. Great finish. Great finish and a tremendous way to read the defense in front of him. Tied up 4-piece, Jerry Fang. Good serve. And that's dug by Davis. Eberton, attack. That's dug. Wallace. Quick set up to the middle. Watson in the back row. Lancers take the lead, 5-4. There's a palpable energy in this arena. 5-4. Jerry Fang. High serve. Great receive by Bell. Great block. Lancers get another hand on it. They're all over in the front of the net. Great dig by Wallace, just sending it at an awkward angle out of bounds. 5-5 now. Lancers read the block too early, got way up too high, too much, too early. 5-5. Fang, Wallace. Wallace again. Back to Davis in the back row. Great attack. Battling up at the net. There's going to be a net violation called on the Bells. Six to 5. Lancers need to capitalize. Coach going for a pretty aggressive lineup on the attack front. That serve just skims off the top. Great dig, but not in the right direction. Tied up 6 apiece. Eberton. Back over to Eberton. Off the block by the Bells. Back to the Lancers side. Morey sets very close to the net for Eberton, who's able to knock it over. Bellarmine. Now Wallace. Back out to Eberton, who dumps it down. The Bells want a call. Umpire was right there. She didn't call it. And they're looking for some sort of like a throw. You know, you have to make contact. You can't kind of reposition in your movement. You have to make a solid movement. And Bell didn't think it was. It was right in front of the umpire. Doesn't matter now. It's all tied up at 7 apiece. And again, story of the night. 1-1, back and forth between these two teams. Just tremendous competition. Fang. Morey outside to Eberton. Off the hands and out of bounds. Lancers hanging in there. Each team really just scrapping their way for each single point. Lancers earn that one. 8-7. Eberton, good serve. Back row attack from the Bells. And the block, it lands on the Lancers side. And again, back and forth, 8-8. Fang. Quick set to Matthew Lee. Off the block and back on his own side. There was no support. Lancers just not there to get in time. Fang. Morey back over to Fang. Pushes it up at the net. Lancers watching now as Bells dig it out and send it back on over. Morey. Cross court over to Fang. Big swing. Off their hands and out of bounds. And the line judge calls out of bounds. Umpire says it's in. So she's going to overturn it. And that's huge for the Bells. From my vantage point, I could not really see. I'm going to trust the umpire. She's right there. That serve goes out of bounds. Everybody can see that one. 9-10. One of the more consistent servers tonight, Joe Wallace, who's been very consistent all around. Big block by Fang, off a Bell player, out of bounds. It's a huge break. Tied up, 10 apiece. Those sorts of blocks can be dangerous, as it can really backfire for you as you're trying to defend against your own team. It could go back out of bounds. This time takes a lucky break. Jerry Fang, lucky to see that one touch a Bellarmine player on its way out of bounds. It's all tied up, 10 apiece. Official timeout. Having a quick word with both sides. And here comes Wallace with the serve. Bellarmine on the outside attack. No touch. Out of bounds. Lancers back up by 1. 4 points away. Timeout called by the Bells. Great decision. Wallace, the serve. Quick set at the net. Great dig by Wallace. Lancers on the attack. It's Davis. He finds the court. Split the defense. Finds the hole. 12-10. Wallace's serve floats over. Quick set by Bell. Outside. Great deflection by Davis. Lancers settling. Davis on the attack. Finds the corner yet again. 13-10. Absolutely nobody in that corner to receive. Another timeout taken by Bell as the Lancers are 2 points away from putting this one home. Bellarmine's been very strategic tonight about these timeouts and taking the momentum, the wind out of the sails of the Lancers. And we'll see if it could work out in their favor this time or if it is just a bit too late. They did just come off of a timeout when the Lancers took a 1-point lead. But now these two tremendous outside attacks by Davis. Absolute elevation, getting on top, command of the ball. Just absolute tactile, brilliant placement. We'll see if the Lancers can hang on. They've got that momentum. They've got that look. They've got the hunger in their eyes. It's Wallace, the serve. It's good. It's going to be a poor receive by the big man, Eberton, in the back. And just like that, here come the Bells. 13-11. Serves tonight for both teams have not been a given. Here comes the serve from Bell. Received by Wallace. Fang. It's in the corner. They found that back corner. And here we go, match point. Wallace. Fang. Deflection. Lancers win in 5. And a fitting end of the senior night. The senior, Jerry Fang, with the final kill of the evening. Lancers win the last set, 15-11. They remain unbeaten at home, undefeated in league. And what a thrilling night it was against the Bellarmine Bells, who played hard all night long and really looked like they might have walked away with that one at the end. The Bells hung in there, but the Lancers overtook them right at the end. 15-11 is our final score. Thanks for tuning in to this presentation of Lancer Varsity Volleyball on Lancer Live. We'll be back after the Easter break with some more sports broadcasts with baseball, volleyball coming back up.